Hi everyone. Today in this video I am going to discuss a mathematics past paper. The past paper I chose for this video was given in 2003 for the ordinary level exam. This paper is quite old. However, regardless of how old the paper we are discussing, you need to do as many past papers as possible to be prepared for your upcoming examination, because all these questions are based on the same mathematical concept. Uh, Before I start discussing this paper, let me tell you how you can contact me for online and individual classes. I am conducting home visiting individual classes in some selected areas in Gampaha and Colombo districts. Those who are unable to afford me for individual classes can also call me for paper discussing classes before your term test and examinations. Okay, let's see what it contains in this paper next. Okay, uh, let's start from the first question. According to first question, we have to add a whole number and a decimal number. So before we add in, we need to write these given numbers vertically. 82, 8.2. We know that in whole numbers the decimal point is there, at the end it is invisible, so we can put the decimal point here at the end of the whole number and annex as many zeros as the number of decimal values in the decimal number. So there is one decimal value in the decimal number, so we can add 1 0 here, and then we can add here 2. 8 and 2 is 10, we write 0 here. 1 is left, 1 is carried over, and 8 and that 1 is 9. The answer is 90.2. Next, in the next question, find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle of which the length of a side is 3.2 centimeters. We know that in equilateral triangles all three sides are the same in length. So we have to multiply this 3.2 by 3. 3.2 by 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 3, 9. The answer is 9.6. Next, the price of 4 books is X rupees. The question number 3 says the price of 4 books is X rupees. What is the price of a book? To find the price of one book, we need to divide X by 4. So the answer is X over 4 rupees. X over 4 rupees. So we cannot simplify this further. Question number 4. Simplify 8. Simplify positive 8 and negative 5. So first we need to get rid of these brackets by multiplying this positive sign by the negative sign. So we get 8 minus 5. The answer is 3. Now we are on question number 5. Question number 5. The height of a tin is 20 centimeter. What is the height of 5 such tins in meters when they are kept one on the top of the other? So the height of a tin is 20 centimeters. If we place one on the top of the other vertically, 5 tins, they are asking the total height. So for that we need to multiply 20 by 5. 20 by 5. Multiply 20 by 5. It is 100 centimeter. Now we have to convert this 100 centimeters to meters. We know that the relationship between centimeters and meters is 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. So when we convert a value from a small unit to a bigger unit, we need to divide. So if you divide this 100 by 100, you will get 1 meter. Next question has come from geometry. So the magnitudes of two triangles are given. They are asking the magnitude of the remaining angle. The magnitude of two angles are given. They are asking the magnitude of the remaining angle. So we have studied in 10th theorem. We have studied in 10th theorem that the sum of all three interior angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, we can write an equation using these given values. 67 degrees plus 73 degrees plus, what is this angle? PQR equals to 180 degrees. So the sum of these two is 140 degrees plus PQR equal to 180 degrees. So for isolating this angle, we need to subtract 140 from 180. So PQR is equal to PQR is equal to 40 degrees. And in question number 7, we have an expression. The expression is 2AB plus 3A. We have to factorize this. For factorizing an expression like this, we need to first find the GCF, greatest common factor. The greatest common factor of all these terms is A. So we can write this as a product of A and the divided terms inside the brackets. The divided terms, if you take A out, what is left inside from this term? 2B plus 3. This is the answer. And in question number 8, a man bought an article for 250 rupees and sold it for 300 rupees. Find the profit he received. To find the profit, we need to subtract the purchased value from the selling value. The selling value is 300. Subtract 250. The answer is 50 rupees. Now we are discussing question number 9. Read the question. Using the information in the given Venn diagram, fill in the blank in the following statement. So you can see the Venn diagram and the given statement. There is an space within the curly brackets. You need to fill in the space with the proper answer. So they are asking P dash. P dash means the complement of P. In set theory, you should have already studied that a complement of a set means the elements that don't belong to a given set, given subset. So here in this case, P dash means the elements that don't belong to the set P. So it is C. The answer is C. And question number 10, if 2 to 3 equals 6 to x, find the value of x. So these two ratios are equal. When two ratios are equal, you should know that their cross multiplications are also equal to each other. So first we need to write these two ratios as equivalent fractions. So here, to convert this ratio to a fraction, we need to write the second term as the denominator and the first term as the numerator. Here then we write 2 over 3 equals to, here in this case, when you convert this ratio into a fraction, you have to write x as the denominator and 6 as the numerator. Now, if you cross multiply this, you will get 2x equals 6 times 3, 18. To find the value of x, we need to isolate x by dividing both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2, 18 divided by 2. The answer is x equals 9. And question number 11, we have to simplify this algebraic fractions. There are two algebraic fractions, we need to add this together. So when we add algebraic fractions, first we need to make the denominator equal. To make the denominator equal, we need to find the common denominator or least common multiple. So in this case, the least common multiple is the product of these two expressions. So we can write a minus 3 times a plus 3 as the common denominator, and then we have to cross multiply these. The numerator of this fraction should be multiplied by the denominator of the other. So here we cross multiply like this, then we get 1 times a plus 3 plus 1 times a minus 3. Then we get a plus 3 plus a minus 3 over this common denominator. Now we can simplify. We can cancel out this 3 for this 3, and then we can add these two like terms. So we get 2a over a3 times a plus 3. This is the answer. Look at question number 12. So according to question number 12, we have to subtract these two numbers. These two numbers are binary numbers. When we subtract base 2 numbers, we need to subtract from starting from right to left, column by column. And also we should know the subtraction rules. Subtraction rules are, if you subtract 0 from 0, it is 0. If you subtract 1 from 1, it is equal to 0. If you subtract 0 from 1, it is equal to 1. If you subtract 1 from 0, then also it is equal to 1. Because for this we know that we cannot subtract 1 from 0. Therefore we need to borrow 1 from the other, then it becomes 2. And when you subtract 1 from 2, it becomes 1. So using these subtraction rules, we can subtract this base 2 number. First write these two numbers vertically. 1 1 0 0, base 2, here 1 0 1, base 2, subtract. Now let's how it is done. Okay, we cannot subtract 1 from 0. Then we go to the next. But the thing is there is nothing to borrow from in this column. So then we go to the next column. We borrow 1 to this column. Here then it becomes, the value of this place becomes 0, and when this 1 moves to the next column, it becomes 2. It becomes 2. Here the 1, when it goes to this column, it becomes 2. Now again we need to take 1 from this column to this column. Then here 2 becomes 1, and here the value will be 2. Now we have to subtract 1 from 2, it is 1. Here 0 from 1, it is 1. Here again we have to subtract 1 from 0. It is impossible. Therefore we have to borrow 1 from here. Then it becomes 2 here. Then it becomes 2 here. Now 1 from 2, it becomes 1. The base is 2. This is the answer. Next. This question has come from the lesson congruence we studied in grade 10. So let's first read the question. Two conditions necessary for the triangles ABC and DEF to be congruent are marked in the given diagrams. The following responses were given by 4 students as the third necessary condition. Out of these, underline all the correct responses. Let me explain it again. These are the two triangles ABC and DEF. So two sides each are equal in these two triangles. Two sides are equal. So we know that in congruence, according to congruence, if we want to make two triangles congruent, we need to complete 3 conditions. three conditions, but in this case they have given two conditions. Two conditions are equal. Here this BA is equal to EF and BC is equal to ED. But these four answers are the answers given by four students as the third condition for these two triangles to be congruent. Let's see which of these are correct conditions. We know that according to SAS congruence, SAS congruence is the fifth theorem we have studied. According to the fifth theorem, if two sides and included angle of one triangle is equal to the two sides and included angle of another triangle, those two triangles are congruent. So if we can make these angles equal, we can make these two triangles congruent under SAS. That is the fifth theorem we study. So let's see if these two angles are given in these four responses. ABC, if ABC equals to DEF, see DEF, we can make these two triangles congruent under SAS. So we can underline this one as a correct response given by four of these students. Let's see if there is anything else. Okay, and also if you carefully observe, you can see that two sides are given, two sides are equal. If we can make the remaining sides is also equal, we can make these two triangles congruent under triple S. According to the triple S congruence theorem, we studied this theorem as the seventh theorem. According to the seventh theorem we study, it says if three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of another triangle, those two triangles are congruent under triple S congruence. So here they have given, one of four students has given AC equals FD. If AC equals FD, yes, we can make these two triangles congruent under triple S also. So these are the two acceptable answers given by four students. Okay, look at the 14th question. It says what type of a progression is represented by the following sequence. Again, what type of a progression is represented by the following sequence. So we have basically studied two types of progressions so far for the ordinary level, and one of which is an arithmetic progression that we obtain the every successive term by adding the common difference to the previous term. And in the geometric progressions, we obtain the every successive term by multiplying the previous term by the common ratio. Okay, let's first see if this is an arithmetic progression. For that we need to first find the common difference. For common difference, first find any pair of consecutive terms and then subtract the previous term from the next term. So if we take these two terms as the pair of consecutive terms, to find the common difference for common difference we have to subtract 1 over 16 from 1 over 4. So here to simplify this, we need to make the denominators equal. For that, take the LCM is 16. Here 16, we have to multiply this 1 by 4. Then here 1 over 16. Then 4 minus 1 over 16. 3 over 16 is the common difference. Now by adding this common difference to first term or any term, we can see whether we can get the next term, the value of next term. Okay, let's add this common difference to the first term and see whether we can get the second term. So here 1 over 16 plus 3 over 16. Okay, here 16, 1 and 3, here 4. If you divide, you will get 1 over 4. That is correct. The second, we can take the second term by adding the common difference to the first term. Let's see if we can obtain the third term by adding this common difference to the second term. Okay, second term is 1 over 4 is added 3 over 16. Here the common denominator again is 16. Here we multiply this 1 by 4 and then here 16, 3 over 16 here. Here 16 is common, 4 and 3 7. We get 7 over 16 as the third. I forgot the comma here, sorry. As the third term. But the problem is this is wrong. Therefore, even though we found the common difference and obtain the second term by adding the common difference to the first term, we cannot obtain the third term by adding the common difference to the second term. Therefore, this is not an arithmetic progression. Now let's see whether this is a let's see if this is a geometric progression. For that, we need to first find the common ratio. To find the common ratio, we need to divide the second term by the first term of any pair of consecutive terms. If we take these two terms as the pair of consecutive terms, we can divide 1 over 4 by 1 over 16. Then we multiply 1 over 4 by the reciprocal of this 1 over 16. It is 1 over 16. It is 16 over 1. Okay, then we can divide this 4 and this 16. It is 4 here. You get 4 as the common ratio. Now let's see if we can get the second term by multiplying the first term by the common ratio. if we can obtain the second term by multiplying the first term by this common ratio, it will be a geometric progression. Let's see. So 1 over 16 multiplied by 4, it will be 1 over 4. It is 1 over 4. We can divide this by 4. It is 1 over 4. And now let's see if we can get the third term. If we can get the third term by multiplying the second term by the common ratio. Okay. 1 over 4 multiplied by 4. So here we can divide, we get 1. So this is this is not an arithmetic progression. This is definitely a geometric progression. This is a geometric progression. This is a geometric progression. So this is the reason. Okay. Now let's pay our attention to question number 15. If x equal to the square root of 5, find the value of x squared minus 2. Again, if x equals to square root 5, find the value of x squared minus 2. Okay, we know that the square root of a number is the same as the square root of a number. So if we take the square root of 5, it is the same as raising this 5 to the power half. So both these are same. The square root of 5 is equal to the 5 raised to the power half. So they are asking about this. They are asking the value of x squared 2. Okay, x, let's write it again. X squared minus 2. For x we write this. For x we can substitute 5 to the power half, then its square minus 2. Okay, minus 2. Now we can simplify this. Here we can here 5, we can multiply these two powers. We can multiply these two exponents, and then here minus 2. So we can cut this 2 for this 2. Here we take 5. We have 5 minus 2. Then the answer is 3. Look at this. Question number 16 has come from the lesson bearing. Read the question. A and B are 2 points on a level ground. The bearing of B from A is 128 degrees. The distance between A and B is 25 meters. Draw a rough sketch for this information. So this is easy to understand, and it is easy to draw the rough sketch if you have already studied the lesson bearing properly. So let me explain you. First we need to know what the bearing is. The bearing is locating a point. The bearing is locating a point in terms of sorry. The bearing is locating a point in terms of angular magnitude, direction, and distance of which the both angular magnitude and the direction is determined clockwise from the north. So according to the given information, the bearing of B from A is 128 degrees. So first we need to locate the point A, and now we need to get the angular magnitude. It is starting from the north. It's not north of point A. This is north, and then the angle of 128 should be up to this magnitude, roughly should be up to this magnitude. So we can write B here, and the distance between A and B is 25 meters. So this is the answer. Okay, moving on to question number 17. They are asking two sub questions under 17. This question has come from the midpoint theorem. You should have already studied the midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem is the 20th theorem we studied, and also we need to use the converse of the midpoint theorem, which is the 21st theorem we studied. So read the question number 1. Name a line segment equal to CE. Name a line segment equal to CE. CE is here. So if you know the 21st theorem, which is the converse of midpoint theorem, it says a line segment, a line drawn through the midpoint of one side. Look at this picture, look at this diagram. A line, which line? DE line, drawn through or drawn from this point. From D, point D is the midpoint of AC. That's why AD is equal to DC. It is given. So a line drawn from the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side, parallel to AB side. It is given DE is parallel to AB, bisects the remaining side. So by DE line, BC is bisected. BC is bisected. Bisecting means dividing into two equal parts. So by DE line, BC or CB is divided into two equal parts. Those parts are CE and EB. So therefore we can write the answer EB is equal to, so question number 1, answer is CE is equal to BE. This is the answer for question number 1. And now look at the question number 2. For question number 2, we have to use the midpoint theorem. That is the 20th theorem we studied. According to the midpoint theorem, it says a line drawn joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. Look at this. A line drawn. Which line? DE drawn joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. See, look at this diagram. The DE is drawn joining the midpoints. What are the midpoints? D and E are the midpoints of A and C, AC and BC respectively. So according to the midpoint theorem, a line drawn joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the remaining sides and its length is half of the remaining side. So that means DE, the length of DE is half of AB according to the midpoint theorem. So they are asking the length of DE. Sorry, they are asking the length of AB. DE is already given. DE, the length of DE is 8 cm. So we can substitute 8 for this DE and then equals half of AB. Half of AB. Now if you take this 2 for this side, it will be 8 multiplied by 2 equals to AB. So AB is equal to 16 centimeter. In other words, if according to the midpoint theorem, this line is half of this line, of course that means the other meaning of that is this length is twice this length. That is what I have given here. Uh, 18th question. Without using logarithms table, evaluate LG25 plus LG4. So the question is LG25 plus LG4. The base here is 10th. LG25 plus LG4. So according to the logarithms rules, we have studied that the sum of logarithms is equal to the product of arguments. Arguments means these two values 25 and 4. So here it is given the sum of or the addition of logarithms. It should be equal to the product of 25 and 4. So we can write LG25 plus LG4 is equal to LG25 by 4. Then we can write LG 100. 25 times 4 is 100. This 100 we can write LG 10 to the power 2. LG 10 to the power 2. And also we have studied that a power of this power, we have already studied that this power we can write as a product of power, and as a product of power is 2 and the logarithms of 10 as a product of 2 and logarithm of 10, LG 10. So we can write this again. If you take logarithm of 10 from the base 10 to base 10 is equal to 1. So the logarithm of base itself of any number, the logarithm of base itself of any number is equal to 1. Therefore we can write 2 multiplied by 1. The answer is 2. Next, question number 19. X and Y are the two integers. X and Y are the two integers. If X and Y is equal to 19, find the greatest value that the product XY can have. Okay, I have already written here some values that equal whose the sum are equal to 19 and the product is equal to each of these values. Okay, so let's see. If you take 0 for x and 19 for y, the sum is equal to 19, but the product is equal to 0. They are asking the greatest value, the highest value, the biggest number we can take by multiplying the integers we use for x and y. Clear? So if you take 1 for x and 18 for y, the sum is equal to 19, but the product is 18. So observe this value carefully, observe this table of values carefully, and finally you will get 9 plus 10 is also equal to 19. The product of these two integers is equal to 90, which is the greatest value we can take as the product of x and y. Okay. On question number 20, using the following information, find the length of AB. We have to find the length of this side, and also they have given in the question the values of sin 20, cos 20 and tan 20. So this question has come from trigonometry. So in trigonometry we have already and basically studied three ratios. Those are SOH, CAH and TOA. These are the short forms of three ratios we have already studied in trigonometry. Okay, let's see. First we need to know the three sides. If we know the names of three sides, it is easy to solve this question. The adjacent side to the given angle is called adjacent side. Adjacent side. And this side is opposite side. This side is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. Now let's write these three ratios. Sin theta is equal to opposite divided by hypotenuse. Cos theta is equal to adjacent divided by hypotenuse. And tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Now let's see which ratio is compatible with the given values of this diagram. So the adjacent is given 5 cm. The adjacent side is there in both cos ratio and tan ratio, the opposite is the side we need to find the length of. So in which ratio both adjacent and opposite side is given? In this one you can see both opposite side is the side we need to find the length of, and the adjacent side is the side that they have given the value of. And now using this tan ratio we can find the answer, find the length of AB. Okay, let's see. The tan, for tan theta or for tan 20 they have given this value. For tan theta is equal to tan 20 is equal to what? 0.3640. So we can use this value. Then 0.3640 is equal to, opposite side we don't know, we write AB. So for the adjacent side we write 5 meter, 5 cm. Now if we take this 5 cm to this side, we can write 5 multiplied by 0.3640 is equal to AB. Now multiply this decimal value by this whole number. 0, 5 times 4, 20, we write 0 here, 2 is left. 5 times 6, 30, and that 2, 32, we write 2 here, 3 is left. 5 times 3, 15, and that 3 we can write 18. Now see the number of decimal places from right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place the decimal point here. This is the answer. So we can write here, without these 2 zeros, we can write 1.82 centimeter is the length of AB. Question number 21. At the beginning of year 2003, the value of a motor vehicle was 500,000 rupees. If the value of the vehicle diminishes means decreases by 12% within an year, find its value at the beginning of the year 2004. Again, they are saying at the beginning of year 2000, the value of a vehicle was 500,000 rupees. If the value of that vehicle decreases by 12%, they are asking to find the value at the beginning of year 2004. So there are two methods that we can find the answer through. The first method is, if 12% decreases, the remaining percent is if 12% decreases from 100%, the remaining percent is 88%. So the initial value will be at the beginning of 2004, the initial value will be 88% of the initial value. The diminishes or the decrease value by the beginning of 2004 will be 88% of the initial value. What is the initial value? Initial value is 500,000 rupees. So we can get the answer 500,000 multiplied by 88 over 100. So if you calculate this, you will get 440,000 rupees as the answer. 440 rupees. So you need to calculate. I am not taking time for calculating. This is easy to calculating. The second method, let's see the second method is, first we need to find how much is 12% of the initial value, and then we have to subtract that amount from the initial value. It will be the value at the beginning of year 2004. So first we need to find how much is 12% of the initial value. For that we multiply 500,000 by 12 over 100. We can cancel 2 zeros for these 2 zeros and then multiply by 12. 12 times 0, 0, 0, 3 zeros, and 12 times 5, 60. So it will be 60,000 rupees. That means by the beginning of year 2004, the price of the vehicle will be 60,000 less than 500,000. For that we need to subtract 60,000 from 500,000. Subtract 60,000, then also you will get 440,000 rupees as the answer. Next, question number 22. A square plate ABCD. This is the ABCD square plate is shown in the diagram. If two sectors as A and D as centers and a semicircle with BC diameter are cut and removed, find the perimeter of the remaining portion. Remaining portion. Read again. They have given a square plate and also they have removed this semicircular part and these two sectors from this plate, and they are asking us to find the perimeter of the remaining portion. This is the perimeter. If you remove this semicircle and two sectors from this plate, this is the remaining portion. This will be the remaining portion. So the perimeter of this remaining portion contains this semicircular arc and also these two arcs of the given sectors and these two sides. So if you carefully observe this remaining portion, you can see that, you can understand that these three curves, this semicircular arc and these two arcs together makes a full circle. It makes a full circle. So instead of calculating the arc lengths of these three parts separately, we can calculate the perimeter of this full circle. For the perimeter of a circle is called the circumference. For the circumference we can use 2 pi r plus these two sides. These two sides are also included in this remaining portion. So what is the length of these two straight lines? 7 centimeter. Here 7 centimeter. Okay, then we can write like this, 7 by 2, here 7 and 7. Now let's calculate 2 multiplied by 22 over 7. What is the r? R is the radius. What is the radius? Radius of this semicircular part and these two sectors are the same. The radius is 7 centimeter. 7 plus 7 times 2, 14. We can cancel out this 7 for this 7. Here we get 44 plus 14. The total length or the total perimeter of the remaining portion is 58. 58. Here 4 and 4 8, 4 and 1 5, 58 centimeter. Okay, 23rd question. Ravi has twice as much money as I have. Sita has twice the sum of the money that both of us have. If the amount of money I have is X, how much is the total amount that all of us have? Easy. So let's start from here. I have, how much money I have? I have X. The problem is that in the question they have not given which currency or the units of the amount, whether it is rupees or dollars or whatever. So they have given only X. So we cannot write whether it is rupees or whatever. So if I have X rupees, so better to write the amount I have. The amount I have is X. Then it says Ravi has twice as much money as I have. So how much Ravi has? Twice the money I have. Ravi. Then we can write here Ravi equals 2x. Sita has twice the sum of money that both of us have. First find the sum of money both of Ravi and I have. the sum of money both of Ravi and I have is 2x plus x, 3x. Then it says Sita has twice the sum of money that both of us have. So this is the amount both Ravi and I have. This is the money both Ravi and I have, that is 3x. So Sita has twice this amount. Sita has 2 times 3x, that is 6x. Now they are asking the total amount that all of us have. So for the total amount we have to add this and this together. It will be total amount 6x plus 3x equals 9x. This is the answer. Maybe due to a printing mistake they have not mentioned the currency. It's okay. Now moving on to 24th question. It says the diagram shows a regular pentagon. This is the regular pentagon, ABCDE. The sides AB, BC, CD, DE and EA. Find the value of first EDC. We need to find the value of this EDC. First we need to find this value, and then DEC. Where's DEC? DEC. Let's see how to work out this. In a pentagon we know, in a regular pentagon we know all 5 sides are the same in length. There are 5 sides in a pentagon. So in a regular pentagon all 5 sides are the same in length. And also to find the sum of interior angles of a regular polygon, we use this formula, 180 times n minus 2. Through this formula we can find the sum of all 5 interior angles. So here 180 times, here n means the number of sides. We have 5 sides, minus 2, then 180 times 3, it will be 3 times 0, here 24, 3 times 1, here with the 2, 540 degrees is the sum of all 5 angles. Now we know that since all 5 sides are equal in length of a regular polygon, all 5 corners are also equal in magnitudes. Therefore we can, to find the magnitude of one angle, so we need to, here according to the question number 1, we need to find EDC angle, this angle. So this angle is the same as each of the other 4 angles. So for that we have to divide 540 by 5. Here how many? Here 1, here 0, 440, there is 8 5s. Therefore the magnitude of one angle is equal to 108 degrees, which is also the magnitude of EDC. Therefore, EDC is equal to, here I write EDC is equal to 108 degrees. And then we have to find the value of DEC. Now we need to find the value of this angle. Now look at this angle. Look at the EDC triangle. Look at the EDC triangle. If you look at this triangle carefully, you can see that, you can observe that this is an isosceles triangle. So in isosceles triangle, these two sides are already equal. It is because of this regular pentagon. These two sides are already equal. That's why EDC is an isosceles triangle. So in an isosceles triangle, the angles opposite equal sides are also equal. So this angle is located opposite DC and this angle is located opposite ED. Therefore, we can write an equation like this. Here we know this angle is already 108. We found it. So we need to find this angle. So according to the theorem we studied in isosceles triangle, these two angles are equal to each other. So that means we can write an equation DEC plus DCE plus 108 equals to 180 degrees. So we know that EDC equals, since DEC equals DCE, these two angles are equal to each other. It is because the theorem we use in isosceles triangle. So DEC equals DCE. Therefore we can write this equation again, DEC here, DEC plus, for this DCE we can write DEC again here, because these two angles are equal to each other. So that's why we can write again here DEC plus 108 equals 180 degrees. Here DEC and DEC we can write 2DEC plus 108 equals 180. Now 2DEC equals 180 minus 108. It is 72 degrees. If you divide both sides by 2, DEC equals 36. This is the answer for that. 36. Okay. Now we are on 25th question. It says, in a right angled triangle, they have given a right angled triangle. If the length of two sides that forms the right angle are A and B. So in this ABC right angle triangle, ABC, this angle is the right angle here. So this right angle forms by BC and AB lines. A and B, write down an expression for the area of the triangle. We know that for the area of a triangle, you should already know the formula, but before that we need to name these two sides according to the information. Two sides that form the right angle. These are the two sides BC and AB, which is forming this right angle, should be named as A and B. So if the base is A, this should be B. Okay. Using this, we have to write an expression for the area. For the area of a triangle, this is the formula. AB, the product of AB divided by 2, that means 1 over 2 times AB. So this is the formula for the area of this triangle. And next they are asking, in a triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, in this triangle, AB equals 4 centimeter. Here AB, here this 4 centimeter. AB 4 centimeter. BC 3 centimeter. BC 3 centimeter. BC 3 centimeter, but my triangle is looking, BC is longer than AB. Just ignore it, because BC is 3 centimeter and AB is 4 centimeter. Actually this side should be shorter than this side in the diagram, but just ignore that mistake. And AC is equal to 5 cm. AC is equal to this side 5 cm. AC is equal to 5 cm. Find the length of BD. We have to find this BD length. Okay. There are two methods. There are two ways that we can find the area of this ABC triangle. One is like this. We can multiply A and B, then divide by 2. The other method is we can take AC as the base, then we can write 1 over 2 times AC times BD. BD is the height. Okay. So before that, we need to actually find the area of this triangle using this AB. So it is A is 3, here B is 4 divided by 2, we will get 6 square centimeters as the area of this triangle. Now this 6 square centimeter, which is the area of this right angle triangle, can be obtained in two different methods. One is this. The first method is this. using AB divided by 2. And then the other method is 1 over 2 multiplied by AC multiplied by BD. So this equation can be equalized to this 6 square centimeters. Therefore we can write like this, equals 6. Now we can simplify this. We know that AC, the length of AC is given, that is, here we can write AC is 5 cm and BD is unknown, equals to C. Now isolate BD this side, take this to other side, then it will be 6 times 2 divided 5. So finally you will get 12 divided by 5 equals 2.4 centimeter. 2.4 centimeter as the BD length. Next, 26th question. If you carefully observe this question, to solve this question we have to use several theorems. Let's see what they are. A circle with center O is shown in the diagram. According to the information given, magnitude of OXB. First we need to find the magnitude of OXB. Okay, for that we have already studied in Code's theorem that a line drawn from the center of a circle to the midpoint of a chord is perpendicular. So that means this angle is 90 degrees. It is because that theorem which says a line segment drawn from the center of a circle to the midpoint of a chord is perpendicular to the chord. So if two lines are perpendicular, the angle formed is equal to 90 degrees. Second, the relationship between the chords AB and CD if OX equals OM. They are saying OX, this OX equals OM. So we have to find the relationship. For that we need to use several theorems. Let's see what it is. If you join this O and A and here O and C, if you join it like this, it forms two separate right angle triangles. Here we know that it is already given that OX and OM are equal in length, and also this CO and AO are the radii. So these two different radius are also equal in length because those are the radii of the same circle. So these two lengths, these two radii are also equal. That means we can use the 12th congruence theorem we have studied according to the 12th congruence theorem. It says in a right angle triangle, if two sides are equal to another two sides of a right angle triangle, those two triangles are congruent. So according to that theorem, we can write this here. According to that theorem, in this AOX right angle triangle, AO is the hypotenuse and this is the other side, which is equal with this side. So these two triangles are congruent, therefore AX and CM are also equal in length. AX equals CM. AX equals CM. It is because RHS congruence theorem. RHS congruence theorem. So if AX equals CM, you can see here that they have marked a right angle here. So according to the 32nd theorem we have studied, if a line drawn from the center of a circle perpendicular to the chord, that line bisects the chords. So that means these two parts of the CD chord are equal to each other. So we can write, if AX equals CM, 2AX is also equal to 2CM. So 2AX here is the AB. Here 2CM is CD. 2CM is CD. Therefore, AB is equal to CD. But without proving like this, there is a theorem, but that theorem we have not studied. We don't study that theorem for ordinary level. According to that theorem, for this answer we can use, according to that theorem, the chords equidistant to the center of a circle are equal in length. The chords equidistant, these AB and CD are equidistant because they have given OX equal OM. No, this OX and OM are equal to each other, means these AB and CD are located equidistantly. So therefore we can use that theorem, but the thing is, since we have not studied that theorem for the ordinary level, we cannot use that theorem. So this is the only way we can prove that AB is equal to CD. And the third question they are asking, state any theorem that you have used here. So we can say, what are the theorems we used? Code's theorem. What is the theorem we use here? We use the 12th congruence theorem, RHS, and the Code's theorem. So we can say RHS congruence theorem and two codes theorem. Two codes theorem. Question number 27. Sunil started the business investing 20,000 rupees. After 6 months, Nimal joined the business by investing 25,000 rupees. At the end of the year, they received a profit of 13,000 rupees. Is it fair to divide the profit equally between two of them? They are asking whether it is fair to distribute this amount of profit between them, but the thing is, these two people have invested money for different periods of time. So we have studied that in a compound business partnership like this, in order to ensure the fairness of distributing the profit, the profit is distributed based on the ratios of the product of the amount they invested and the time period they have invested for. So based on this principle, we need to find the ratio for which this profit should be divided between two of these investors. Okay, for this let's see. First, Sunil started the business investing 20,000 rupees for this 20,000 rupees invested by Sunil has remained in the business for 12 months, for whole the year. Therefore, we can write Sunil equals 20,000 multiplied by 12 equals 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 zeros and 12 times 2, 24. That means 240,000. Then Nimal, he invested 25,000. It remained in the business for 6 months. So multiply 25,000 by 6, it will be 150,000 rupees. Now simplify this. We need to divide both these values by the GCF and simplify it to the simplest ratio. So we can divide, we can cancel out these four zeros for these four zeros, and then we have 24 and 15, 24 to 15. Again we can divide these two values by 3, here 8, here 5. So this is the ratio for which this profit should be divided. So according to this ratio, Sunil should get the total parts is 13. Sunil should get 8 over 13 times multiplied by 13,000. So if you calculate this, Sunil will get this amount of profit. And for Nimal, but they are not asking how much each they are obtaining as the profit. I am just showing here, that's why I am not calculating. So Nimal will get 5 over 13 multiplied by 13,000, or else without this, if you calculate the Sunil's amount, the remaining balance is the Nimal's amount. You don't have to calculate Nimal's amount like this. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. It says in the given diagram, AC is an equilateral triangle. It's not looking clearly. It got erased by my hand. Equilateral triangle. Okay. Now look at. In the given diagram, AC M, yes. In the given diagram, ACM, in the given diagram, ACM, ACM is an equilateral triangle. If CBD equals 2x minus 40 degrees, find the value of x. I am having a cough, it's disturbing me. Okay, see, according to the information, ACM, this is the ACM. Let me show you with black color. ACM triangle is equilateral. In an equilateral triangle, we know that all three sides are the same in length, and also all three angles are the same in length. And also in an equilateral triangle, each angle is equal to 60 degrees. We know that. So how to find the value of x? CBD equals, here CBD, this angle I have written outside the circle so that you can clearly see it. Now let's see how to work it out. If this triangle is 60 degrees, this triangle is also 60 degrees. Okay, if you take this chord, if you take this CD chord and the other part of the other segment of the circle as a segment, starting from this CD, it is forming two angles on the remaining segment. See, this CAD and then CAD and CBD, these two triangles. So that means we have studied that the angles in the same segment are equal to each other. The angles in the same segment. This segment, if you take this segment of the circle starting from CD chord, it forms DACO, CAD and CBD, two triangles. So these two triangles are equal, so we can equalize 2x minus 40 equals 60. Therefore we can write 2x, we take this 40 to this side, it becomes 100 and x equals 50. There is another method that you can work it out. If you take this AB chord and this segment of the circle, it forms this angle and this angle. So these two angles are also equal in magnitudes because these two angles are also the angles of the same segment. Therefore, we know that this is 60, this angle is 60, this angle is 60, this angle is 60, and this angle should also be 60 because these are the vertically opposite angles. And since this is 60, this should also be 60 because we know that the angles of the same segment. Therefore, we can write as the second method 60 plus this 60 plus 60 plus 2x minus 40 equals to 180. So by solving this equation also you can get the same magnitude. Okay, 29th question. It says the sketch shows a straight road. This is the straight road AB and a tree P. At this point there is a tree located 9 meters away from the road. This point P, or the place where the tree is, it is away 9 meters away from this line. This is straight road. Using your knowledge of loci, show in the diagram that 2 points and how to obtain their locations so that they are 4 meters away from P and 6 meters away from road AB. So let me explain you. They are saying there is a road AB, it's a straight road. From AB, P is located, P is the tree it is located 9 meters away from this straight line. And we need to find 2 points which is 6 meters away from AB line and 4 meters away from P. For that we need to use the knowledge of loci. So here we have a straight line and a point. The loci we have studied with respect to a straight line says that the locus of points equidistant to a given straight line is a pair of straight lines, is a pair of parallel lines, Again, a loci with respect to a given straight line we can identify as a pair of parallel lines if the loci of those two lines located equidistantly, and the locus we have studied based on a point, it says the locus of points running at a constant distance is a circle. So using these two types of loci we can solve this problem. For this, first draw a line which is parallel to AB, and the distance between this drawn parallel line and the AB line should be 6 meters. Should be 6 meters. These two lines are parallel. And then we have to draw an arc or circle with the radius of 4 meters such that this drawn parallel line and this circle intersects at 2 points. So we can draw a circle like this. So these two, then you can see that this straight line and this circle intersects at 2 different points. So these 2 intersection points are 6 meters away from AB line and 4 meters away from point P. So this is how to sketch this line, this diagram. Okay, then the question number 30. It says the length of a side of a certain square. The length of a side of a certain square is twice the length of a side of a smaller square. But it says if you take the length of a side of a certain square is twice the length of a side of a smaller square. First we draw a smaller square. And then they are asking, is the area of the larger square twice the area of the smaller square? Give an example to justify your answer. So if the side of this square is x, if this is x, this all the other three sides are also the same, x, x, x. So to find the area, we need to multiply the length by the breadth. Here the area is x times x is x square. And then we have to draw another square such that the side of the bigger square is twice the side of smaller square, 2x. If this is 2x, this side also 2x. All these sides are the same. So the area of this larger square is 2x multiplied by 2x, it is 4x square. Now we need to find whether the area of the larger square is twice the area of the small square. For that we need to divide this square area by small square area. 4x divided by x square. So if you cut this x square for this square, it is 4. So they are asking whether is the area of the large square twice the area of the smaller square. No, it is not twice, it is 4 times. Therefore it is not twice the area of the smaller square. So this is the explanation for that. Okay, now we finish 30 questions in the mathematics paper which was given for 2003 ordinary level exam. So I think this video will be useful for you to brush up your mathematical knowledge, to be prepared for the upcoming test. So until we meet in another video, we have to finish this video. Okay, thank you.